I am a Midwestern girl mostly. I've lived all over the United States, and I'm trained as a family physician. I knew I wanted to come back here to raise my family, and I wanted a small rural community. So I ended up finding a wonderful town just north of Rochester in Pine Island and had a practice there for about a decade while I had my 3 kids. Luke was a fantastic baby. I had a great pregnancy, totally easy delivery. It was funny, happy. And then sometime a little bit after 2.5, we started noticing some changes. He was starting to draw more and more away from us, and he had met all of his milestones. He was talking. Pretty soon, he wasn't talking. He was up at night screaming. We didn't know why. And I remember coming home from my practice, and I'd come in the door, and, usually kids are all excited, and they're like, oh, mom's home, and they run and hug you. Well, you get nothing. We just started losing him. And one day I get a call from his dad, and he said, oh, I heard this thing on the radio. They're talking about autism. And he said, the symptoms that I'm hearing, they sound similar. This was 17 years ago, really before we had stuff to Google. So I somehow found a way to research this, and I looked at the symptoms, and sure enough, Luke had pretty much check, check, check. We were referred to the school, and it was in May, and so he fell out of this window of getting services during the summer. And so by the time they called us in October, we'd completely lost him. He was not verbal, and he was not interacting. He wasn't showing any emotions. He continued to have these screaming, horrendous episodes at night, and you couldn't calm him. When I called ARC for the first time, I was really super overwhelmed. And when I got the person on the other side, I could not believe the calmness that I heard and the encouragement that I heard. And I wasn't really sure what they even did, to be honest. But what I heard were options, and I heard hope, and I heard help, and I heard somebody that maybe had been through this. They seemed to really understand where I was coming from. They were basically telling me anything that we were needing at this point that they could provide, they were going to help us with. And that was something nobody had done for us at that point. Luke is 20 years old now, and he likes to remind me that he's an adult. He is a hardworking kid.
Sometimes I vacuum, sometimes I do the laundry, sometimes I do the kitchen, and sometimes I clean my room and all that stuff.
Luke's biggest dream for the future, he tells me all the time, he wants a job. He wants to live in his favorite place, which is this home that we're in right now. He wants to do his art. He wants to find something that gives him joy. I can't imagine having gone through this without ARC. I kind of feel like when our kids are labeled with a medical issue like this or a developmental issue, it's almost like they should put a little flyer with that says ARC. And I wish when other families have a young person in their family labeled with something, I wish that we could let them know, here is this ARC, and here's how you can contact them, and encourage them to do it sooner versus later.